Important Podcast.
Welcome back to another awesome episode of the We Important Podcast. You know, dark times call for dark people. You got your host Harry and your host Q. Welcome to another.
Holy shit!
If I was a little more witty, I would have something for that.
Not yet.
I would have something for that, but you caught me off guard.
That was funny though. I like that. I'm not mad about that. Shit. But yeah, that's right. Welcome back to the motherfucking. What is this?
The We Important Podcast,
Right.
Weewees.
Exactly. Welcome back. And today we have a very special guest, but we're not going to introduce him yet. 'Cause we're trying to be coy. We're trying to be cool in the beginning, have some banter before we tell you who the fuck he is.
Hold on, wait. Am I on screen right now?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Because I was wondering, like, do they see me or?
We just made this weird.
I'm sorry. I
Malcolm,
apologize.
how was your day? What'd you do today? Fuck, I said your name.
Yeah, and I already
about
started talking, so I think we kind of ruined the whole.
Throw yourself away.
I'm sorry, because I wasn't sure if it was like just you two, and then you were gonna pan over.
Why does
to me?
everybody insist on coming on here and exposing us for being bad at this? Like,
I'm sorry. I'm sorry, y'all. I just didn't know the setup and
Sorry.
how things run over here. I'm
Dude,
sorry.
we didn't know this. I swear to God, we go downstairs to greet Malcolm, and the first thing that comes out of Q's mouth is, holy fuck, he's tall. I'm still looking down at my phone. I'm like, what? I look up. I'm like, oh, shit, he's a hooper.
I'm a big guy. I tried to hoop, but guys they have those, like those fast twitch like muscles and stuff. I was never that. I'm very slow. I'm very, very slow. Heavy feet. So like I'm not really jumping up with you. I got a little jumper. You feel me?
Yeah.
But aside from that, I'm not hooping. You feel me? I'm not running laps. I'm not doing down and backs. You're not gonna find me doing that, bro. I'm cool.
I feel like there's also a certain age where you tell yourself you just give up on those dreams. It's like, how bad do I really want to sprint down court or sprint down this field to go get the ball? Maybe.
Bro, I'm not making what D2, D3. Like I'm gonna be like D10 at the most.
If it starts to hurt when you go down like 3 flights of stairs, it's time to call it.
Right.
Call it. Start doing yoga.
Right. Hot Pilates.
Well, they say your peak athleticism for guys at least is 27 because your frontal lobe has stopped developing at 25. You stop growing and you've allowed yourself to fully mature for 2 years. So they say really between the 27 to 32 age range is where you'll find that like moment where you're in the best shape of your life.
If this is the final stage of my frontal lobe, we're all fucked. We should just cut now.
Never change.
Okay, now back to me because you asked me a question. And you guys.
What'd you do?
So what did I do today? I tried to make money and I failed. That's what I did today. I failed.
Yeah?
Yeah.
How did you try to make
Actually,
money?
I ended up. I'm spending money. Actually, the last day of Black History Month. This Black History Month sucked. It
Thank
was
God
terrible.
it's fucking over.
I
It was
get
terrible.
No presents from Santa.
You didn't get any presents from Dr. Umar?
Some sea moss and kelp and shit.
You didn't get no present? But no, yeah, I just tried to make some money, tried to make some stuff, and it didn't really work out.
Yeah.
Did you have fun? That's the most important part, right?
Not really, no.
Did you learn anything?
No.
What a waste of a day. Carpe
No.
diem does not exist here.
I just learned that life is stupid. Oh no, I'm sorry. That's not it.
All right, back to the positive, important show. It's Richard and Smile.
I tried, I'm working on a 2-piece for my friend right now with some really crazy fabric. Really exciting about that. And aside from that, every day is just me trying to make something and try to put it out into the world and see how they react.
We love that. We do that same shit sometimes.
Well, before we dive deep and really get into your whole creative process, welcome to the We Important Podcast with the most important person in the world, the most important guest. We have Malcom Dakar on tonight.
Nice.
Thank you so much.
We need that.
Oh my God.
We love that.
Yeah, I'm nervous, man.
Live studio audience.
Scared.
Well, one thing we told you before, and we'll tell you wee-wees as well, is we fucking suck. There's no reason to feel nervous. Actually, as you're watching this, sit down, make some popcorn, and enjoy the show.
Put your thing away.
Put it in the bottom of the popcorn box.
Wait, put your thing away.
More butter?
That's like my catchphrase.
Put your thing away.
Put your thing away. I say it all the time.
Put your thing.
I didn't just make it up. Anyway, Malcom Dakar. Welcome.
Hello.
We Important Podcast.
Thank you for having me.
Tell us, tell the world, tell the wee-wees. Mm-hmm. We call our fans the wee-wees. They don't like it. Mm-hmm. I love it.
I think it's something that has to grow on you a little bit. The wee-wees.
Yeah.
Because wee-wee, that's that's what you say when you were a kid.
Yeah.
And wee-wees grow.
And we're just trying to be nostalgic. Yeah. And it's not always going to be that small.
It's just cold.
It's just cold. Yeah, it's cold.
Malcom, tell us about you. Tell us about what you do.
Yes.
And if you had like a business card that you were pitching right now, like what would it say? Malcom Dakar.
I wish, I had some business cards too, and I was I didn't bring any. Fine. It's fine.
Disclaimer: next time, everybody bring gifts.
Yeah. I was actually gonna bring some shit, but I wasn't sure.
We totally accept tips, gifts.
But what you asked me what I do. I am a fashion and textile designer. So I make clothing, and then sometimes I often will piece fabric together to then make designs out of that, which can be pretty fun if I do it right and it comes out good. It can be pretty fun, So yeah, I've been doing that for about 7.5 years. Started, just making clothes for myself, something that really just it was just a passion, something. Well, I should backtrack and say I was trying to figure out what I wanted to do with my time, with my life, and I tried to get into modeling, failed. Tried to do graphic design, wasn't hitting. And then I decided to do something even harder than graphic design and start making my own clothing, which I'm glad that started to work out because it was just something that really grabbed me. And I just really loved it. Like really, really loved it. It was very rewarding and empowering too,
Can you kind of explain what started the whole creative process? Was like a sewing machine you were given? What was that first?
I was always a creative kid, and again, I was in that period where everyone was asking, so what are you doing now? So what do you know what I mean?
Sounds like you're 21 or
18. and I wasn't doing anything. I was like trying to figure it out, doing, temp jobs kind of thing. And so I was like, let me figure it out. And, my aunt, she was a seamstress for 20 plus years. I don't know if that had anything to do with it. My mother was a creative. My father is a creative in his own right. So creativity was always there. And I think I just really latched on to like the first thing that made me feel good, Were
you always like fashion forward? Were you a dresser? Were you tapped into the fashion culture?
It's when I was in
wearing Pyrex
when I was in elementary, I recall, I don't know if you guys are familiar with AJ Wright. Anybody?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. It's like a Marshalls almost. Yeah. They're not around anymore, but AJ Wright, they had the LRG, the Sean John, the Five Jive, I believe the brand is called, and just a bunch of fun brands like that. And I remember, copying that. And I remember being, color coordinated. I would have my Pro Keds with the, LRG tee on, with the big old pants and shit. So, I don't want to say I was fashion forward, but for a kid growing up in Lorain, Ohio, I think I was pretty fashion forward, for the most part, for sure.
We love that. Yeah. Interesting. So, you were how old when you got into this?
I was 7 years. So
2021.
Yeah. 21, 20. Yeah.
Can you kind of just rewind us back then to like how this all really fell into your lap? Like, what was that first aha moment that, hey, I actually have some talent in this, and this is something I should really pursue? Or maybe somebody told you it.
And then what was that initial dream? Like when that happened, when you first get into it, like what did you see?
So to answer the first question, the first pieces I started to make, I was butchering. I butchered the shit out of all of the first pieces that I made. Year one was strictly like just butchering, garments and trying to figure things out. And I definitely gave up a couple times throughout that. So I would say it wasn't until like year 3 maybe to where I was like, okay, I'm actually like a designer. Like I wasn't even calling myself a designer. You know what I mean? I was like, I need to like earn this before I really like say like I am this. You know what I mean? And so, yeah, it was kind of a weird period to where, like, I really wanted to prove to myself that I was who I wanted to be, or, you know, have this title. Because, you know, everyone is like, oh, yeah, I'm a designer, I'm a photographer, this, that, and third. But it's like, you know, if you're a model, okay, get into this pose right now. You know, like, if I give you some pieces, you need to know how to wear this stuff. You know what I mean? But, like, if you can't do that, like, are you really a model? You know what I mean? Like, you know.
There's some terminology, some education in every little niche of it.
Yes, absolutely.
Like, I feel like even as we get older, the people that lack vocabulary to describe stuff, dude, it's
yeah.
How many times I count when you say like? If you're giving a speech to a certain person, I'll hear how many times you say like.
I say like a lot.
In my head, I'm counting it because I stop focusing on what you're saying. It's like, I feel the same thing goes for when you start to get into your little creative aspects. Is how educated are you? Can you really dive deep and get into the small critical details, which requires certain vocabulary? Yeah,
absolutely. And I would say too, you know, when I got into it, you know, I didn't have a fashion history, and I still don't really. And that's something that I feel like I really need to start learning, is just the history of the people before me, so I can understand the present and the future maybe. Because there's just a lot of stuff that I could benefit, you know, you can benefit from knowing your history, you know?
For sure.
So yeah, that's definitely important.
Because I was going to ask if there was designers or people in your field, your lane, that you look to for inspiration.
There's definitely like a couple people. There's definitely like a couple Black designers out right now that I really, really enjoy. I can't recall his name, so I'm not even gonna try to butcher it. But there's like a cat out in California. I think like Flumes or Fluens or something like that. Super fire, and I typically am geared more toward them than, you know, like the Rick Owens or the Gucci's, you know, stuff like that, because it's like, you know, those brands don't really speak to me personally, but, you know, I definitely like seeing clothing from like a Black perspective, you know. That's pretty important to me right now, is to see that. So yeah, there's a couple people that I really enjoy, but again, honestly, I just try to not even look at them too much, because then I get like super down on myself to where I'm like, fuck, like, man, they're doing it like this and I'm doing it like that, like, you know, or it's just like, you know, I don't want to take too much from them for like my own designs kind of, you know, so I just try to draw from like my own inspiration and stuff often. So
this is an interesting one, right? I think being in a particular discipline of art, do you look to other mediums, disciplines, like music or whatever, for inspiration? Do you find more inspiration outside of your field?
I say I find inspiration wherever I can get it. Like I said, from a kid growing up in Lorain, Ohio, it's a small rural kind of town, you know, working class kind of town, and you know, you have to get inspiration from stuff outside, or from a building, or from people walking, you know what I mean, from whatever you can. So yeah, music, different art forms for sure. You know, if I see a painting, I'm like, damn, this painting's fire. How can I kind of incorporate this into, you know, into what I do? And what I do is, it's pretty interesting, because I'm constantly trying to like bridge the gap between like clothing and like art. You know what I mean? Like, because like when like you can have a painting, or you can like draw something, and it can hit way more if it's on a jacket. Right. You know what I mean? Yeah. Okay, but if you take that and then you just put it on a painting, it might not be as fire. Right, you know? Right. That's something I've noticed myself. And so it's weird, because I'm like constantly trying to bridge that and figure out like, okay, what's something that I could do that is like a textile piece, or something that is still fashionable, and like it's still like a wearable, cool piece, and not just like, I don't know, just like art, like art. But, yeah. You know,
but it's still artistic.
Yeah.
It's funny you say that, because the first time I want to say I got introduced to you was earlier this year, or earlier last year, during the summer. You did I don't remember what it was called, but it was outside the Mocha. It was like a pop-up shop. Yeah. And you had a booth.
Yeah.
And we went through, you know, looking at some of the things that a lot of the pieces, and there's very much like painting stuff.
Yeah,
you got things with like houses and
I did a house. Yeah,
different patterns. The patterns are crazy.
Yeah,
the pieces that you had were crazy.
Yeah.
So I could definitely see that. I could attest
Yeah.
that right away. So,
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah,
and I think your shit is dope, man.
Thank you.
Hey, do you have any questions? You kind of quiet.
No, I mean honestly,
ever since that dark joke, you
man, you guys.
you were a little quiet, man.
I went down this weird loophole just for a little.
He like black shit. He was like,
bro, I'm counting down.
I don't like that shit.
I'm literally counting down the hours till midnight, and it's over for you guys. Not your month anymore.
Oh shit! Oh god.
No, I'm an athlete. I don't really dive into art too much. My friend's artistic, so he's kind of opened me up to everything. Things I thought I understood. So I've never really looked at a piece of clothing and thought to myself like, as a painting, as a work of art, really how constructive, how beautiful, how well designed is this? I just like, let me throw this on. Does this feel all right?
And that's with clothing too. Like especially around here, in Ohio, I guess I would say, people don't really think about what they're wearing. You know what I mean? You just toss on a pair of blue jeans, or you just toss on, your Nikes, whatever, and you just walk out the door. But it can, you can think about it a little bit deeper and be like, okay, who do I want to be today? You know what I mean? Do I want to be this? Do I want to be that? And you can, base your wardrobe off of that,
I think for me too, it's like I can't really look in my closet and be like, this is a nice piece of clothing that I know with the stuff I do.
No drip at
bro,
all.
It's just like I know all my shit's gonna get torn up. Like
and you're gonna run through it. You're gonna sweat in it. You're gonna
Bro, I'm the same. I'm the same dude that owns one pair of blue jeans, one pairs of khakis, and like the rest is sweats. I'm a sweats kind of guy.
80% pajama pants.
No, sweats are fire.
I used to give speeches in college to like groups of 100 people in pajamas.
Oh shit!
Superman pajamas.
Granted, classes and whatnot. And
yeah.
Crazy.
I look fucking great.
This brings me to not necessarily.
Okay, so there is actually something I want to get into. What is actually your creative process now? I'm kind of wondering that, like what is your mind going through to lay down the artwork up here onto the canvas?
So my creative process is smoking weed and being like, okay, you have to get this done because this event's coming up, or you need to make money or something of that nature.
Like
so
anxiety, something to like squeeze.
Yeah. And it's like, but also it's like, okay, I just have this idea in my head and I really want to see it on paper, so to speak. So like, it's really just curiosity. It's just straight curiosity of wanting to see what's in my head put out,
Now, feel free to go down this rabbit hole with me, but has weed or other things allowed you to dive deeper into your creativeness or tap into it?
Not really, man. To be honest with you, I don't need weed. I know that I don't really need it, but it helps. So
like a glass of wine.
Yeah. Like I can still create without it, but it's just nice to like kind of not think or kind of just dull yourself out and just kind of bust some stuff out.
Nike. You just go.
Yeah, absolutely.
I like that. What do you got? What do you got back there? What? He is a cobbler. Is that the right?
Shoes, right? Yeah. Yep. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Have you thought about that, making shoes?
Yeah. It's just the machinery and everything that goes with it is a whole different process. So it would be fun though. And there's actually a cat. What is it? Who is he? JD Custom, I think.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. He does the shoes out in Cleveland, which is super dope. So yeah, I mean, I'm open to any creative process. It's just like having the equipment and then having the tools and everything like that.
So that's interesting. You're going over there because we talked about it while the cameras weren't rolling. But you expressed that having a team allows you to kind of expand, makes things kind of shift efforts where you don't have to pour all your energy into every little thing. I can't really speak on it because we do have a team going for us, but can you talk about what it's like to really work by yourself, having to understand every aspect that it takes to be able to push your artwork out there and how maybe having a team can benefit you and how it may hold you back?
Yeah, it sucks not having a team. It sucks. I have to be the pattern maker, the garment constructor, the photographer, the media marketing person. I have to be everything, and it really is just draining. at many aspects. It's just draining as hell. So like, yeah, but the thing that would set you back with having a team would be if everyone isn't on the same page, or if you just have, people that just aren't good people, you know what I mean? And they can definitely set you back. They can mess up your money. They can, do some wild stuff. And
he's done all those things.
And if you don't have like a solid, and if they don't love it how you love it, then they'll just fuck all that up, and they'll just leave you hanging, right? And then you have to pick up the pieces, and you have to do all that.
Did you experience that?
No, because I've never let anyone in. I haven't let anyone in yet. So, because this is like my baby, right? So I don't, it's like giving a random stranger your baby is very scary. And also I don't have the money to pay anyone to take care of my baby.
Well, even
so that's the other
it's
thing.
More than a baby at this point. You basically got a kid going through elementary school with how long you've allowed everything to come along so far. And it's like, hey, do I really want to allow another influence? That's still going to be able to push the image. Yeah. But it may not turn out how you want it to be.
Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. That's true.
The elementary school kid comes home smoking cigarettes, calling you a bitch.
Yeah, you're like, what the fuck?
You don't like the second part. The cigarettes makes you so fucking cool. Do you see they're trying to outlaw tobacco if you're born after a specific year? That's their way of fighting it. It was something rumored going around in California. If you're born after a specific year, you won't be allowed to purchase tobacco. Huh. It was like 2008 or something. Anybody born after that year will never ever be able to allow. There's a country, it's a Norwegian country doing it right now that has it in place, and maybe the year is 2006, but those people can't buy tobacco till they're 67, and I have no idea why it's that specific number.
As long as I can still get my white owls, I'll be perfectly fine with that.
Bro, white owls go to games, bro. Life changing.
Papers.
I know, right?
But dude, I'm telling you, there's something. The tobacco is just necessary.
It is. It hits way.
It's a different hit.
It's a nice.
There's a reason like this. The form of smoking is just calming. Just doing this, cigarette, cigar, joint, blunt. As long as you're not smoking dick.
I mean, fuck. I mean, shit.
Wait, what?
Fuck? Who cares? It's fucking 2023.
Do you?
Only and especially, I literally have to say, as someone in the fashion field, like, bro, I get everything that is owed to fashion is from, the LGBT community. I
meant good weed.
Oh.
I meant like shitty weed.
Oh, like Reggie,
weed.
like Reginald.
I mean,
okay. I thought you were like, just.
That may be my terminology. My apologies.
I've never heard that before.
It's okay. We rock with the LGBTQ plus.
No, 1,000%. And if you don't,
it's like
if you don't eat a dick, how about that?
Try it.
If you don't
knock it till you try.
And you're probably smoking dick.
Because you're whack. Anyway, Malcolm, I want to talk about something.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it's more personal. I don't know. But I saw recently you posted on Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
It's two different videos or things that you posted that caught my attention.
Mm-hmm.
One video was of you. You were talking kind of about the dark side of not having a team and not
having community. Yep.
Yeah, having community and feeling appreciated, supported.
Yeah.
Can you talk about that? Well, okay. And the second post. Was you just posted a video on YouTube?
Yeah, I'm trying to get into YouTube.
Like a how-to video of how to make a jacket from start to finish, all the steps. Let's talk about the dark side of. Let's talk about the first video.
Yeah, absolutely. So I was just kind of, I wasn't able to sleep. I didn't smoke that night, so I was kind of, the emotions were definitely there. And yeah, it's just been something that has been something that I've felt for a while, as someone who didn't grow up like in a huge community. It was kind of just me and mine, and that was it. And now I'm trying to, build a brand and a business and stuff. It's like, I understand how important community is, and I understand that I don't have it. So it gets very lonely, it gets extremely lonely. And so, yeah, I was just, I just had to let some of that stuff out instead of just holding it in, because I often do that. But yeah, man, it just, sometimes it can get dark when you don't, and I know it's on me to like kind of let people in more and everything like that. But But yeah, it's just a little hard sometimes, to be in a small town and having big dreams. I guess that's you know what I mean. I guess I'd say
big
that.
City dreams in a small city.
Yeah. And like I said, it's a blue collar town and not a lot of other creative people around me. So yeah, it's just hard to like keep that energy going or having to generate that energy every day to get stuff out or create that video or create that piece. And especially when you're not making money, then that really sucks. And then even if you're not making money, if you have a crew and you guys are going out, you're partying, whatever, or you're just sharing, your lows with each other, kind of thing. It helps. It helps with the blows, right? Mm-hmm. But if you don't have that, it's just like you get punched in the face, and it's like fuck.
One thing I always remember hearing, like growing up, was you can do anything if you believe you can, but when you have people that believe in your dream, there's nothing that can defeat you.
Yeah, absolutely.
So for you, when you're expressed in this environment, it's not supportive. There's a lot of people tapped in. Is that a Lorraine thing or is that a Cleveland thing? Do you think there's a lot of people in Cleveland that just don't support each other, and that's a big reason why it's holding back the potential art game that could be here?
So as far as fashion goes, I don't believe Ohio is a fashion forward state. I believe I can say that with my chest.
No, for sure. It's all spirit wear and brown shit.
And so, I was at an event recently, and I noticed, it was me and another guy who had clothing. He didn't make his clothing. I think he thrifted, Okay. And thrifting is a huge thing right now, which I understand. But people were at his booth like piranhas, you know what I mean? Just, siphoning through everything. And it's like, I'm thinking to myself, and again, with lack of community and everything, it's like nobody knows me. Even if I have cool stuff, nobody knows me. So why would they spend like $100, $150 with me when they can spend $50 with this guy selling, all this stuff and walk out with, 30 pieces, as opposed to just one,
No, interesting. So that's actually a question I wanted to ask earlier, but I'm glad you brought it up.
Mm-hmm.
How are you able to put a value on any of your work?
I undersell my stuff all the time because I want people to buy it and I don't want to like lose a customer. But to me, it really is priceless because I put so much of my time and heart, like truly I put my heart into it. And, it's just I try to be as original as I can and, as pure and genuine as I can. So it's like, to me, like this is like thousands of dollars, you know what I mean? Because like, just say like, let's say I pop, right? And I'm famous and all that. All the stuff that I've sold or whatever, like how much would that go for? You know what I mean? Like
it's worth more when you're gone too, which is the
that too. Like for people who have like, for someone who has like a Rick Owens piece that Rick Owens made himself or a Virgil piece that Virgil sold himself, like how much would that be?
It's prices. I mean,
you know what I mean? Like thousands and thousands of dollars, probably, kind of thing. So it's like, it's all perspective. It's all a part. It's all a game.
So what's the goal?
To just be able to live off this.
Okay.
I mean, I don't need to make a ton of money. I don't want a lot. I just want some peace of mind and some security. So if I can secure that and only have $5,000 in the bank or $200 in my pocket, so be it.
Is there a kind of mark you want to leave on people when they see your work and you're gone?
Absolutely, yes, absolutely. I want them to be happy. I want them to feel pure, to feel I want you to, if you see my piece or whatever, I want it to take you back to that time where you were just genuinely happy and no cares, no understanding of how shitty the world actually is, whether that was when you were a kid or a teen or an adult or whatever. Just that feeling, because life is very, very just terrible a lot of the times, and at its core it's just a really bad place. And so if I can instill that feeling for just a moment, then I feel really good about it.
I like really, that when Q was talking about the YouTube video, I also like that you tap into your emotional intelligence. Are you even able to describe what you're feeling? Because there's something I feel it's definitely getting pushed with, and now you'll see a lot of they're pushing for men to be able to express themselves emotionally because the way, I'm not sure how any of your guys' parents grew up, but like in the 70s, 80s, 90s, about being a tough guy and holding all that shit in. And now it seems as we're growing up, being tapped into how you feel and being able to express it is something beautiful. Yeah.
I mean, to be honest, I've always been a sensitive guy, artistic kind of thing. So like, I would cry and, stuff like that. Like, fuck, I had a good cry the fucking other day. Like, after kind of that, because I've kind of been in an emotional kind of thing. Also, I've been like clashing with like my old self and my new self to like kind of push myself in the right direction. So it's been a weird journey, but yeah, man. And the thing is, it's like, okay, so what? Yeah, I fucking cry. Like who's gonna beat my ass about it? You know what I mean? Like, like you gonna fight me about it? Like, no, absolutely not. So yeah, I fucking cry. I fucking have emotions. I feel, you know what I mean? Like, cause all that masculinity bullshit is bullshit. You know what I mean? Cause you were literally, what? And I don't want to get into it too much because I'm not as articulate as I can be in the topic. But it's like, you're projecting yourself onto other men, and so isn't that like counterproductive to like what you're doing? Like how you know what I mean? No, it's like I don't care about what other men think. I truly don't care. You know what I mean? So yeah, I definitely like to tap into my emotions when I can. But it's been hard to bring that out. Bring that out of me. It's been a journey. So
like the kind of arc that I was trying to make with bringing up both of those posts, right? You go from the dark side of just the struggle of being a creative to sharing your process, letting people in on it. Yeah. Like those two things juxtaposed together, like was very interesting to me. Yeah. How do you find the motivation to give back to a community that you feel unsupported by?
Yeah, I mean, it's like you can't really think about that, because you never know when you'll get your break or when somebody be like, hey man, I've been seeing you kill it for 2 years, however many years, and it's like I want to give you a break or I want to give you a shot or what have you. And also it's like when people finally do get it, you'll have like 200 videos under your belt, right? And then people will be like, oh fuck, he's been doing this. It's like, yeah, now you get it, stupid kind of thing. You know what I mean? It's like, so like I try not to get bogged down on that because then you won't do anything because it's like, okay, I don't have support, I don't have eyes on me watching me, whatever. So I'm not going to do this until I do, which is dumb. You just need to do it and just have a undeniable belief that it will work.
I think that's where consistency and luck kind of align, because consistency to me is like it's posting 200 videos, whether you're getting 100 or 100,000 clicks. But the luck aspect is when you're given that one moment to shine, have you done your 10,000 reps? And you're that one moment you're given, do you succeed? Yeah. Because that's the true, you may only get your 15 seconds. Can you make the most of it?
Right. Sure. Right. And do you have the experience? Because kind of going off script a little bit, like I often think when I, like for someone, who wants to go viral, right? And let's say you do go viral and you get 10,000 retweets, likes, whatever. Out of those 10,000, 5,000 people view your website. Out of those 5,000, let's say 1,000 people order something, right? That's 1,000 fucking orders. Do you have 1,000 pieces ready to go? No. You know what I mean? So it's like you have to be ready for those moments, like you said. So, having that experience, having that some types of understandings, definitely help you because it's like, you can get hit with some good shit like immediately, and then you're like, fuck, I don't know what to do. like I don't have the resources or means to like produce or make this stuff. And
do you see the big back hole that a lot of people go to now is create music? Using those people, they just go get famous on Twitter for like a retweet or something. Like these people go right into creating music as their back door.
Yeah. You ever thought about rapping?
So
can you sing?
I can maybe hit a note. No, I can't sing.
Can you play
instruments? I can't sing. I mean, I think I could do anything that I set my mind to. Aside from singing, because I think you actually have to know how to like. Yeah,
it's like sing. There's muscles.
Yeah. So aside from that, but yeah, I think I could do really anything I set my mind to, and me and my friends, we used to do the whole rapping thing when we were younger, because it was like Odd Future came out and it was such a huge like shift of just energy and shit. And so, we were trying to just making dumb shit on actually pretty decent beats, but it was just some dumb shit. But no, I haven't thought about it seriously because it's just not something I really see as a passion. I do love music though, and I wouldn't mind being in a band, a little boy band. Or
you play instrument?
No.
What instrument would you play?
Maybe like a bass. I know that's a little. I feel
it.
like all black people play bass, but maybe a little bass.
Hey, better he said it than me.
Because I know you were about to say it too. So
It's not better than
I was thinking drums. I put
drums
the
too.
drums too. It's just the way it
Oh,
works. You're either pianist, drums, or you're the vocals.
Yeah.
You need a white guy with long hair and like the skinny glasses playing bass. Guitarist needs to be somebody that's just fucking sick in the head.
Every black drummer is Questlove.
Right.
And he was.
Well, usually the singer's the one that does a ton of drugs. The guitarist is the dark sicko. The bass is kind of the background character.
And the drummer's a family man.
The drummer's usually the one that can sit. The drummer's the one who does fucked up things, but everyone's like, oh, that's Guy.
Yeah, that's just what he does.
Tommy Lee got away with putting his dick on television.
Did he?
And got fucking paraded around for it.
Did he?
Dude, he's got.
Wait, Tommy.
Motley Crue drummer that fucked Pam Anderson.
He wasn't the guy that he had that radio show, was it?
Tommy Lee had a radio show.
Yeah, it was a radio show that they used to do wild shit on it. Like,
no, you sure you're not thinking of what's his name? Howard Stern.
Howard Stern wasn't a drummer.
Howard Stern.
Was it Howard?
Howard Stern, the Jew with the black Jerry curls.
He still has a show.
That's
dude,
it.
He gets like fucking $48 million a year from Sirius.
Yeah.
Stupid money. Stupid Jew money. I can say that.
But interesting, since we're being racist. Malcolm, you said something about you're really interested in supporting black artists and creatives and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Being black is important to you right now. What the fuck is that about? Not to say it like that, but you know what I mean. Like,
yeah, it's pretty important to me right now. You know what I mean?
Just right now, like it's in.
And before it wasn't.
Because supporting black people is in with white girls right now. So that's why
dude, how happy does that make you seeing it on a white girl's bio? BLM is like.
You're like, I'm in there, nigga.
I mean, it's such a buzzword now to where it's like, what does it even mean? Like,
what does what mean?
Black Lives Matter.
Oh man, what does that mean? Because it feels backhanded.
It's like, because I'm still potentially gonna get like clapped by my neighbor or a police officer, but
or the girl working at Wendy's.
Yeah, like it's like it's
anybody. Literally.
It's just it just seems to be a word now that people, I don't know, make money off of.
But like I feel like it's fucked up as it is. People get threatened. White people get threatened by us doubling. I mean, get threatened by us doubling down on black, community and shit.
Oh yeah, for sure. They don't like that.
Supporting each other. Like,
they hate that shit.
They hate it. So it's like, what do you want from me?
Who is that? They were shitting on an actor yesterday. She like showed up to the red carpet like 6 years in a row, and they're like, "Well, who are you rooting for?" She goes, "Black people." and it's like 6 years later, they do it again. They're like, okay, we interviewed you 6 years ago to this day. Who are you rooting for? She goes, "I have not changed."
Yeah,
black people.
Yeah. Whoever the blackest person is,
I want to see them win, man.
I want them to win.
Fucking.
No, this is something I feel a lot of white people unanswered. Why do black people feel they can support one another?
They can't or can?
Can.
What?
It's a very broad question. It's a very broad question.
Why do
it's like I want to get into like the big argument with white people is we're getting discriminated. Can't we support each other?
What did I tell you so long ago?
I don't support white people.
What did I tell you so long ago about embarrassing me in front of other black people?
Look, here's the best thing about doing my own thing in my own Jew culture is I can just sit back and watch all the chaos. I'm just like, I got my people.
So I mean, black like. I mean, yeah, we can support we can support each other.
We should support each other.
Yeah. First and foremost, we should. And actually, that brings up a really good thing I actually want to bring up, because it's an interesting thing as I've tried to be a business for a couple years. It's how black people treat other black businesses and how we don't give each other the grace that we give our white counterparts, right? So it's like, businesses that have, huge amounts of resources, been around decades. And I often see the topic of like customer service, right? Like those businesses, they might have shitty customer service, right? And it's like, we don't ever complain about that, but they have all these resources, all this money and everything. But, the up and coming, Black designer that's trying to do something, I see them get so much flack for like, and understandably, it shouldn't take 30 weeks to ship out a piece or, 30 weeks to respond to an email. But understanding like all this takes time and that we're more or less like first generation business people or artists or whatever, like give us some grace. Like we need to give each other grace to fail and mess up and still have that support from one another.
For sure. Because unfortunately, white is associated to wealth, which is misconstrued always misconstrued for quality.
Yeah.
Like, wealth doesn't always equate to quality. And a dollar amount doesn't always mean you're getting the best product.
And not to cut you off, but often, I think that's how they keep their money, right? Is by kind of buying low and selling high. Exactly. You know what I mean? Buying the golden, and then
companies are cutting corners at every fucking time as much as they can. So
absolutely.
At the end of the day, you're not getting somebody homemade who's Black who's doing.
Yeah.
I mean,
and the huge thing now, a lot of people want to know where they're getting their stuff from. They want to have that, kind of connection, understanding that, I'm buying this piece from a sustainable or from a non-shitty person kind of thing, So, with all that, it's like, it's just weird. It's a weird thing that I see. Like, I don't know if anybody is familiar with Telfar, I believe the brand is. Oh no, Telfar. Yeah, sure enough. Yeah. So it's a fire brand out of New York. Homie does a lot of like purses and clothing's fire. Everything he does is fire. An amazing community. I love seeing his videos. It's just like that's what I want to build for myself. But I often see people like shitting, like they'll be like, "Yo, this is the worst customer service I've ever had. I'm never buying from this company again." I'm like, come on, man, is this really the worst customer service you've ever had? Right. Like, is it really, really that bad? And it's just,
y'all been to that Popeyes only.
And it's just like, I just don't get it. It's like, why do we shit on each other so crazy when like, and Telfar, they'll respond with like, yeah, send us your email and shipping and everything. And it's like, the professionalism is so great. And it's just like, man, people just like, I just, again, from a business perspective, I just don't get it. Because, we should be, at least keep it straightforward with everything and shit on everybody who deserves it, and not just, your Black brothers and sisters kind of thing.
Did you see this is in the news? The guy that made the comic strip Dilbert.
Racist as fuck.
Yeah, man. He goes on this rant and he says, fuck, I just saw the clip. What did he say? He's like,
Black
people, he's like, Black people are like a hate group. Like, called Black people a hate group. And he said he advised white people to just stay the fuck away from Black people. And
now that I agree with. I agree with. Stay the fuck away from us. Just leave me alone, bro. Like literally just stay the fuck away from me. That I agree with. I didn't watch it, but I agree with that.
But yeah.
Stay away from us.
So he obviously got all his deals and shit. He's out of all the newspapers. Yeah. We'll never see Dilbert again while we're shitting.
They fucking just shit on. They really just like cut him off because of that comment.
Yeah, no more Dilbert poops.
I feel like I've seen that comment so much.
I mean, somebody's gonna have him on their podcast or something, and he's gonna just, he's good. He's straight.
Yeah, he'll be fine.
They're always straight. They're like, and I don't even want to bring up the name or the person because I don't like them. And
we call him Voldemort.
Yeah, let's call him Voldemort. So, homie, he got flack for got some heat for going to Japan, and it was a suicide for
we know who this Voldemort is.
Cornball.
Yeah, we have.
And then he just rebrands, and now he's doing what he's doing now. And I'm just like we were saying earlier, if you're a shitty person, you get very far in life.
You get extremely that lived has come to die.
You get extremely far in life, bro. It's insane how if you're just a shitty person that does shitty things, you get
all publicity is good publicity.
It is.
No good deed goes unpunished. Good people good guys finish last and shit.
Yeah,
nice guys.
And we're always looking for ways to get punished. Like your
Finishing
guy's
last-
shitty ass questions. Sometimes.
Finishing last is not always the worst thing.
I mean, no.
That was a sex thing.
Yeah, I know. I was kind of.
Oh, you-
I was waiting for it to hit him.
Oh, you have sex.
Virginized. I gave my soul to the Lord.
Right?
Anyway, let's go. We'll do some questions from the audience. God damn it.
Yeah, did they ask any questions?
Now, I know we promote doing the anonymous shit, but if you guys could really cut it out, that would be great. But we may just keep it. It's kind of nice. So we grab the questions from the anonymous people. First one. What would be your last words?
Well, like if I fucking die?
If you, I'll fucking stick this. I'll stick up your shit.
If I'm fucking about to die?
I'm like, run that jacket.
We never
It
reply,
looks delicious.
what do you mean?
Like my last word. Enjoy yourself.
That's what you saying to your killer?
I would be mad.
Wait,
as
no,
fuck
wait,
if
wait.
you're holding
Jeffrey
my hand
Dahmer's
and
like,
you
all
look
right,
me and you go,
bet.
Wait, so that, I mean,
bro, like you were sitting there, somebody's holding your hand.
no,
you're looking
if
into
somebody's
their
about to
eyes.
climb me, it's like, bro, I'm gonna,
Enjoy yourself.
like, no, like, I'm gonna try to, I know, I'm gonna be like, yo, like, my homies is gonna try to do, I don't know. I don't know. That's a weird
They gonna
question.
come for you.
Yeah, like, I guess try to scare him a little.
I would
I
say
mean-
some fucked up thing. Like if it was my best Q looking at me, I'd be like, "I'll see you in hell, pig." My last words.
I mean,
was like,
yeah,
here's-
fuck, I don't.
I know on my bus ride to hell, I'll see Quentin at some point. I'll just be like, "Oh, bro, I've been saving you seats."
Like nothing you can do is worse than what I've done to your daughter.
No, I guess I would say, I'd say like you're a bitch ass or something like fuck you, nigga. Like fuck you. And then I guess I'd perish. I don't know.
I fucking.
That's a
hate
weird
you
question.
guys. I fucking.
Who said that? Fucking.
We can't really.
I'll just smell them or say something about them.
Well, my
What are
whole
those?
my whole thought is like, depending on like, if I died and I wanted to like, I'm a humorous guy. I want to give Quentin a last laugh. I'd say something fucked up and scarring, but something I know when he'll be smoking a joint by himself, he'd be like, "Ah, that's Harry."
I don't know. I don't like that question. Next one. I don't like that one.
Shit.
Literally every guest has done that, I think.
So yeah, shout out to
Nice.
whoever said that. I don't.
I mean, it's
I
kind
don't
of like that fucked up Make
That's
a Wish
so funny.
one.
I know we didn't get to
We had a fucked up question that was like, "What would you do with your last Make a Wish if you were dying?"
Oh shit.
PR. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I think some.
It's dark.
Anyway, the next one, also anonymous.
Stop.
Do you need school to be successful at pattern making?
Okay, that's a good one. So no,
Also too.
no, absolutely not. Trial and error. You know, you also too. You know, if this is what I did, let's say you want to make a jacket pattern, Google jacket patterns, and then look at the patterns. Look at what other people have made, what other things are looking like. And if you start to see a pattern, then you understand that maybe this is how I should make it, right? And then as you develop those basic skills, then you can venture off into your own and develop your own thing, but, you know, walk and then run kind of thing. But yeah, definitely Google, research, find books, all that. But nah, you don't need school.
I gotta pay for school, babe.
Nah.
Well, what's been a big part in getting you educated? Is it reading online forums, blogs, reading
The trial and error, just wanting to try something, trying it, and then understanding that I want something to fit like this or like that, and then, you know, reworking it.
What teaches you more, like reading and getting education, or going hands-on and fucking?
For me, hands-on. I think hands-on. Because, you know, if you're just in a class and someone's saying something, you can drift off into the world or whatever. But if you're hands-on, you know, you're more engaged, you know, mentally. For me.
Malcom Dakar graduated from the streets.
Yes, sir. I mean,
diploma.
I wasn't really in the streets. You feel me? I'm not gonna claim that. I'm not gonna claim that.
Fucking cool.
I you know, but definitely some hard knocks type shit for sure. For sure.
Interesting. Rolling on to our general question. Another asshole that wanted to be anonymous. Thank you for the good question. When you're creating content, what are key components you keep in mind?
I have no idea. I don't know how to fucking make content, man. It's all stupid to me. Even though I grew up with like MySpace and all that, like again, like prior to having a brand, I wasn't doing TikToks, I wasn't doing videos, I wasn't doing none of that.
What was your song on MySpace?
Ooh, Ooh.
Kiss me through the phone.
See, I can't remember that, but I know what my background was. It was Hoops from Flavor of Love. It was Hoops.
Yo, I'm dying.
Like a white background, and she had like red lingerie
Not
on or
Hoops,
something.
bro.
Fire. And I remember one of my homegirls, she was like, yo, like my mom said I can't like follow you or whatever anymore because you have that shit on your background.
Yo.
And I was like, shit. Peace, like
funniest
deuces, because I'm not changing that. Like that was fire. Ooh, yeah, that was fire. I love that.
Can you answer this question for the content you've created? I know, aside from, I guess, the Instagram, we can dive into that one after. But like, how are you posting?
Key components to keep in mind when creating content. Key components to keep in mind. Just who are you creating it for? Keep that in mind. Like, are you doing it for yourself? Are you doing it for your crush? You know, I don't know. Like, who do you want? Who is your target audience? Keep that in mind.
Yeah, that's true.
And I think that also what I always think about when we're posting stuff to our Instagram. I'm not really on the YouTube hands-on like Q is. Attention span. I mean, you got most posts on Instagram. I can't speak on TikTok. I don't have the app. You got about 45 seconds to a minute. But the true attention span of humans, they say 15. It's less than that. It's like fucking 10.
10 seconds.
And especially the thumbnails. You got to pick me up with the thumbnail. Like, I'm going to keep scrolling, bro. I'm looking for the first thing to catch the eye. Oh, there it is. I'm going to watch the first 3 to 5 seconds. If it's too loud, if it's not entertaining, if it doesn't make me want to watch more, right into the next video.
Yeah.
But you still get the view. I think YouTube's about like 15 seconds.
I thought you had to watch like almost half of the video on YouTube.
30. It might be 30 seconds on YouTube.
No. Ooh.
Definitely not that.
Okay. Hey, y'all, watch my videos on YouTube. You feel me? Because I'm trying to,
15 seconds, bro.
Hey, man, keep that shit on in the background. I don't give a fuck.
Just have it. Run this shit up, man.
Man, for real, man. For that
on
shit.
YouTube.
For real.
Y'all should definitely check out, if you're interested in fashion or pattern making and all that shit, definitely check out his YouTube. He just, like I said, posted a video of step by step how to make a jacket.
And hopefully it's good and you can follow it. But if not, I will absolutely explain it to you because I like doing it. So
don't be afraid to ask more questions about it.
Have you gotten negative feedback off anything yet?
No, I don't look at negative feedback. I never look at negative feedback. I never hear it ever.
I always like asking people, how have you had to deal with it? How do you respond to it? And most people kind of give that question like, yeah, you just
I definitely would like view it or whatever. But depending on what it is, it's like, okay, if it's actually constructive, then I'm gonna accept it. But if it's just some hater shit, I'm
gonna most of the time it's just some hater shit.
Yeah, like
and it's like,
all right, bro, like fucking
don't entertain it.
Like whatever.
Cause niggas are lame on the internet.
Yeah. I mean, cause something I figured out. There's a lot of unhappy people in the world, right? A lot of people just working like 9 to 5s, crushing bullshit that they don't really have a way to express themselves, and so maybe they just get online and being hateful.
I'll add some more spice to that. Very horny people. Very horny people.
It's a very sexualized society we live in right now.
It's hypersexualized.
Dude, you guys, I don't know about you, but you ever gotten like random DMs from fake accounts and they're just like,
oh yeah, those sex bots are like running rampant right now, man. They always like my stuff. Shout out to all the sex bots liking my stuff. You feel me?
They're in the DMs too. Like
they almost had me one. Sugar Mom was like, I was like,
like how? Like would you like to get a monthly?
Never almost have you. Don't admit to that.
Just give me your social.
But yeah, it's crazy. Our society is hypersexualized. I was buying school supplies the other day, and titties on every crayon. It was insane.
Bro, no.
It was crazy. It's the craziest thing. I've never been more aroused. Buying school supplies.
What color would you draw tits with? Out of a 64 colored crayon box.
That's a good question.
Speaking on the 64 color, you had the 64, John?
Oh, I got one. I got a 96.
You had the 96 color?
The 96 with
my parents gave me
with the eraser on the back.
The sharpener.
That was definitely a class kind of indicator of where you were at class wise.
I'm sitting on you.
If you had the waxy joints, the joints that you had to scrape and no color came out.
What's some bitches called?
Wasn't it like fucked up? I mean, you had to buy a specific 64 crayon box with the skin colors.
Yeah,
like the normal 64 box didn't include skin color.
It's just
like
and then they have skin colored boxes now. They have like shades boxes.
That's interesting.
You couldn't draw white people. It's just kind of like you have the color white.
Depending what kind of paper you got. You got the
Dude,
right?
She used to crack me up. And then markers were lacking too.
Yeah,
markers were like your basic 12. I mean, but the thing is,
to draw a black person.
Well, the markers allowed you. The markers as a
kid
kid allowed me to start to play with the boldness and thickness of my lettering, and I was like, oh, this is...
Yeah.
That calligraphy class, we're off on you.
Dude, all they fucking teach you is cursive. They don't give you any more than that. You have to get creative by yourself.
The best $600
which is like shitty, because like the most creative outlet they give you in high school is art class, and usually your teacher's a fucking drag. Let's be honest.
That was funny as fuck.
It's like, yo, like you're...
I had at least one cool art teacher.
What was their name?
Miss Stevenson.
Oh, junior high?
I had her in elementary too, and then she came to high school.
Having a good teacher can really do some shit for you.
I swear, yeah.
You know what I mean?
As long as you don't fuck them.
Which nowadays...
it's happening.
Nowadays, yeah. I mean, I didn't have any attractive teachers like that.
My teacher definitely caught me staring at her tits one day, and she used to tease me about it throughout like the next 4 years of high school.
She teased you?
She knew I seen you
looking at these titties.
Like you nasty ass little. Like you nasty.
Short story. Me and Quentin and our buddy Dom were hanging out one weekend, and we just thought it was the funniest thing in 7th grade to go buy some like KY jelly. So going to CVS, handing the person at the checkout when we're like 13 some KY jelly, and be like,
3 little boys at a counter.
We're gonna buy this. No parents, no 18. It's like, fuck it. What is 13-year-olds gonna do with this? I don't care.
Is it an age limit for KY jelly?
Oh, no, man. I love PB and KY jellies.
When you're doing things you shouldn't be doing, there's always like the guilty thought, like, can I get away with this?
Yeah, because it's the understanding that KY jelly is used for sexual acts, right?
Yeah, well, that's how they market it.
You can use it for anything.
That's literally how they market it.
It's universal.
You know.
Anyway, so we bring it. I have to bring it home. These assholes leave it with me. So Monday morning, we're all going into
like it's a gun or something. A strap.
We're all going. I bring it to school. We're all going to homeroom.
I did like a drug.
Still sounds like a gun. And everybody's cleared the halls. I go up to Quentin's locker and I just smear everything with the KY jelly.
No, but then you put it on like one of the teacher's doors. And so we have this student teacher. I forget her name.
Miss Lucatina.
Yes, okay. And
the one I was talking about.
She's coming down the hallway and she sees Harry fucking with the door, like smearing it on shit.
Yeah.
And she asks like, what the fuck is he doing?
Thick Spanish accent, real sexy redhead. Yeah. Harry, what are you doing? Like, Miss Lucatina. She goes, oh, and I put it. Actually, when she was walking down the hallway, it's like, oh fuck, here she comes. So I throw it in Quentin's book bag, shut his locker, and I'm just guarding the locker. She goes, Harry, what's you doing? What'd you put in there? This is in your locker. And she goes, move. She tells me to move out the way. So she grabs the handle. Her hand slips right off. Looks right at her hand, and she's no idiot. She's like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah.
Looks right at me, and she goes, "What is this?" I go, "I don't know." She opens the locker, goes right into Quentin's book bag, pulls it right out, looks at me, and goes, "Is this yours?" I go, "It's Quentin's." So then she goes, "Go to homeroom."
I'm in class. I'm in like social studies class, and we're doing computer shit. So I'm at a computer. Minding my own business. My back is to the door.
Just get snatched up.
She walks in. Mind you, like she's fine. Like she's a good looking lady, and she walks in with this red dress. She's got red hair. Tight. She's busting.
She's like a 6'2" beautiful Latina.
Like Amazon.
Like
Amazon?
she was.
No,
No, she wasn't that tall. She would wear heels.
Okay.
You know?
Okay.
But she was good looking. That's the point. So this lady, very attractive teacher, walks up to me. While my back is to her, she taps me on the shoulder, and I turn around, and all she does is she has the KY jelly in her hand, and she just goes, and I'm completely. I did not see this coming. It's completely like I didn't know she was coming in here. I don't know what she wants. Right. So my mind is racing, and I'm like me, like
I mean, because that's like
I'm like right now,
because you're caught, like you're caught, like that's
but I'm like wait. Like, what does this mean? You have lube in your hand and you're looking at me in this tight dress. I'm like, we about to get it popping and stuff for you guys, right? There's kids in here.
Man.
I'm a kid. I'm a kid. Fuck. So, but no, obviously she brings me in the hallway and she's like, and I'm like, she brings me in the hallway and I don't know what to say. And she's like, is this yours? And I was like, no, She's like, Harry said, I'm like, oh, I see what happened. Like, he got me fucked up. So whatever, I got out of it.
Bro, people take my word, man. I usually just like if they game of ping pong with me and him growing up, I'll be like, oh, well, Quentin said. And they'll be like, okay, I'm gonna ask Quentin.
It's funny because we were trying to get like black and milds at 13. That's what we were trying to score.
Anyway, I had a very inappropriate interaction. Erection. With an E.
Shout out Miss Lucatino.
Yeah, shout out to her.
Holy shit.
Malcom, do you have any questions for us?
So
Really?
I mean, no questions, but just like, I'm just super stoked on what you guys are doing. I'm very happy that you guys are doing it. Documentation is really important.
It's huge.
Appreciate that. Getting the little guys, getting the big guys, just getting whoever, you can kind of
Quentin
thing.
wants to push for black women. I think that's actually...
Black women.
I don't know why I thought that was a joke for some reason.
No, we're so serious.
Are you saying black women are a joke?
Bro, what the fuck?
I did not.
racist.
I did not. I just, the way you said, I was like, I thought you were kind of making a joke. No, absolutely. Yeah.
So tap us in if you have.
Whoever are the undocumented people, document them so they have a platform.
Women in general too. We definitely think it's something that we're trying to get more women out in Cleveland to be able to put their name, put their brand, put their image out there. It's just something that's not pushed, and especially as Cleveland, that's a city that's behind. There's a little bit of misogynistic women hating still in the industry.
Yeah,
but we appreciate that. We appreciate the kind words.
And
we appreciate what you do, man. Like I said, I love your shit. I think it's really
the most
dope.
important motherfucker right now.
I think, regardless of what field you're in, like, we're all coming up kind of at the same time. So me seeing you guys come up, you seeing me come up, it's all, kind of lock arms kind of thing. And it's just a good feeling. And,
Not that crab in a bucket shit.
No.
We're all here to help each other.
All the boats are rising.
Mm-hmm.
The tide is coming in.
Yeah.
Paul Revere.
Yeah.
But without,
probably
we couldn't be a show without having our guests. More important, thank you guys for always tuning in. It's a big thing for us to have the wee-wees, to always checking out our videos, our content.
Pushing us to be consistent and pushing us to, reach out more and expand our network. We love it.
We're still really shitty humans. Don't forget
that. But don't be afraid to pitch us ideas. Don't be afraid to send us people that you think would be good on the show. Comment, like, subscribe. Make sure that you're checking out Malcom Dakar's shit. Look at his YouTube. Like I said,
please
there's good shit on there.
Can you just kind of, how can people find your stuff? What's good links? What's good ways to get connected? And what things do you have coming up as well?
My name is my name, so it's not like, Sexy Daddy 95 on Twitter and that guy 84 on Instagram. Malcom Dakar, Malcolm. Don't forget the second L. Dakar, like Dakar, the car, or like the brat or something, Dakar. Don't forget the exclamation point. Yell it if you need to. But just Malcom Dakar on everything, unless somebody steals my shit, and then I'll have to change it. But
we get on them.
Until then,
what do you got coming up as well in the coming months where people can check out and how they can continue to find your work?
So something I'm really excited about, I'm doing a workshop for this school out in Cleveland, which I'm really, really excited about. Just getting more into teaching and showing people, how to do this. And also I will be accompanying my friend, Relic Clothing. You should follow him as well. He asked me to tag along with him to Atlanta for ThriftCon. And so that would be pretty exciting. We're going to try to get some good content out there and everything like that. So, yeah.
Very dope. Yeah. We are excited.
Yes.
And as for us, as always, we will be back next week with another very important guest. Also, again, the merch is fucking out. We got a merch site again.
Check out the merch.
whatsuppstar.com, WASSUPSTAR.com. You can check all that shit out. We got the podcast official merch and some other What's Up Star merch on there.
We have to get you a shirt, by the way. It's one thing we do
absolutely.
So
absolutely. We're gonna make sure to tap back in with everybody to spread the merch, spread the fucking important cheer. What else you got to say?
Do we treat it like Mally's chocolate, where if we run into someone wearing our shit on the streets and we've never met them, it's like, yo,
we punch them in the dick.
I'd say have him on the show.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that could be cool too.
No, I like punching him in the shit. Punch him in the shit.
It's more.
If you deserve it, hey, why not? You know. But before we close things out and really just get the full exit here,
you know Glenn Infante?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Glenn, come on the show. We got all your friends here.
Yeah.
I don't know. What are you doing? I don't know.
Yeah. I saw that. Yeah, absolutely.
Text him.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, I got you.
We'll wait.
I got you.
Let him see this first. I'm just, whatever. We'll talk about it later. I'm just a big fan. I think he's cool. I think he's like Rick.
No, yeah, he is very fire. Super fire.
Yeah, super. I think he's cool, dude. Anyway, sorry, it's not about him. This is our show.
Well,
anyway,
before we get closed out here, can you give us kind of
wait. Who? What's your fucking like favorite? What music do you listen to? I'm just super interested.
I listen to a lot of stuff. I like a lot of old stuff. A lot of like older stuff. It's like I would have to tell you what I don't like, and that's mainly like country. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not.
Give me an artist that you listen to a lot lately.
Tatsuro Yamashita.
You got to tap me in because I'm super interested.
Super fire.
I'm getting into the Japanese
jazz
super fire world now, and I love it.
Yeah, super fire,
Japanese
super fire.
Jazz?
Like punk. Yeah. It's like a Japanese punk.
I just love Japanese bands. Yeah. Like I got this band called Kikagaku Moyo, and there's a song called Dripping Sun, and it's one of the greatest songs I've ever heard in my life. They're just the guitars and shit is crazy.
Not hip.
Yeah. Well, I was interested. Thank you for that. But I think we're done now. It's a wrap.
No.
So how we close out the show? You're gonna close us out. We just give one word, the first word that pops into your head to close us out the show. Go ahead.
Peace.
Where you been, darling, darling? Where you been, darling, darling? Where you been, darling? We've been holding this moment for you. Where you been, darling, darling? Where you been, darling, darling? Where you been, darling? We've been holding this moment for you. I told you your dreams would come true. I told you your dreams would come